Mother's Day.
I ain't nobody's mama.
You sure about that?
You started a little stubborn with me first thing this morning, Philly. I ain't up to it. Can't get no sleep. Did you hear little Charles doing all that screaming? The Lord must have been spanking that boy in the room right next to me. Sounded like he was right in my bedroom.
She ought to be spanking that boy in every room in that apartment, as spoiled as that child is.
You don't have to spank him every day.
He bad every day, ain't he? She wasn't doing nothing to that boy. No way. He over there screaming bloody murder. He ought to be mine. I would set his little hind parts on fire and be able to sit down for a week. That's right. Spare the rod, spoil the child. That's what's wrong with kids today.
You shouldn't be going to nobody's church this morning as evil as you is.
Well, at least I'm going. When's the last time you've been? Not since that boy moved up in
Sister
here.
Wallace and her children make out.
Well, when I got to the Mother's Day program last night, Reverend Osborne said Sister Wallace and those 4 children finally did get on another train, but it was the same thing. Only 2 cars for all the color folks. Said they were squeezed together in the aisle so tight they could hardly move. Folks, some sitting on their suitcases, couldn't turn around. But then, you know what happened, Dennis? They say the men that were sitting all stood up and turned their seats around, so you have 2 seats facing one another, and then they let the women and small children sit in 3 of the seats, and the man sat in the 4th. And then every half an hour, the man that was sitting would get up and let a man that was standing take his seat. And some of the women wanted to take turns standing, but the men wouldn't hear nothing of it. So no woman or child has to stand. I tell you, Bessie, those colored men sure make me proud to be a Negro. And I want to call some of the members this morning, but old Mild Minute Mouth was at it again. You know, we can call the phone company, ask them to put us on a line with somebody else. I guess I'll hear more when I get to church.
Well, why didn't you wake me up this morning in time to go?
I barely got up myself. And I didn't get to bed until 12 and didn't get to sleep until after you came in, which was about 3. I didn't think you'd be able to get up and go to church.
That sure enough is right. I got the biggest headache this morning. I had some champagne last night.
Champagne? You don't drink. What you doing drinking champagne?
Well, we went out to eat, and then we went to see a movie. Herb Jeffries and the Bronze Bucket.
Well, that's an old movie.
So what? I hadn't seen it. Fully goodness. And then husband took me to Small's Paradise, and we had a glass of champagne to celebrate him giving me the ring.
And how he gonna pay for that ring? $1 down and $1 when they catch him? He ain't got no job.
He paid for it outright, and he paid for the champagne outright, and we didn't eat no pimp steak.
You stop going to church. You start wearing tight-fitting clothes and staying out half the night, finger popping and cutting the fool. You used to not drink, and now you drinking champagne and sitting up in the beer garden. Pretty soon, all kinds of filth gonna be coming out your mouth, just like that old Lou Bessie. That's what you doing. You trying to be a Lou Bessie for him.
Quilly, it was 1 glass of champagne to celebrate.
That's like all those folks who say they just drinking to be sociable.
You know, if I wanted to hear preaching, I'd be hurrying up to get ready to go to church with you. And if you wasn't happy for me, then why did you lie and hug me last night?
I wanted to be happy for you.
And?
I already missed Sunday school. I don't want to be late for church, too.
It's not just that he's younger than I am.
He's younger than you. He's walking a long ways behind you in age.
But it's more than that, isn't it? What is it? Now, if this was a man with a woman half his age, you wouldn't be making such a fuss now, would you?
Well, you're not a man. And neither is he. That's a mama's boy looking for another mama, and you fit the bill. Even though Cricket Brain Lou Bessie said that the first time she walked in here. Even she knew that. Lou Bessie ain't what the chickens left, but sad as it is, she is the woman in his life. You, just the new mama.
Well, who has the ring, you, Bessie, or me?
Yeah, you got the ring. But did you get it the same way Lou Bessie gets what she wants from him?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you know good and well what I'm talking about.
Let's get one thing straight. I told husband I don't believe in laying down with no man before marriage, and he respects that.
Well, what you gonna do when that boy's nature gets up, Bess? I mean, that's a young, strong, healthy country boy. if you ever used it at all. That you don't even know if it works. And if you can't cut the mustard, you're going to have to lick the jar.
Why you got to talk all up into people's clothes like that?
Because it's life. You too old to have any baby.
Well, don't you think he knows that?
Well, what you gonna do when he wants a son? I mean, you think you're gonna be like Abraham's wife, Sarah, in the Bible? You think God just gonna touch your belly? I'm gonna talk to my husband.
We already talked about that, I told you.
Well, it's one thing to talk about, it's another to be faced with. When he gets the yearning, and you keep saying you too tired. When he wants to continue his name, and you can't provide him with a way to do that. Not even a daughter. Well, that's where a new Bessie comes in.
Oh, just shut up! Just shut up! Why are you so mean? I came up here and I worked. And I saved Mama money so that she could buy you shoes and clothes to wear to school. And after Mama died, I went down there and I got you. And I brought you back up here to live with me. I fed you, put clothes on your back until you started working a job that I got for you. And even after you tore out my heart and shamed me in front of the entire world and then didn't talk to me for 8 years, I still loved you. And I swallowed my pride and I went looking for you to make peace because you was my sister. We came out of the same body, shared the same mama, and there wasn't another person in this entire world with the same blood as mine pumping through their veins, so it wasn't right that we wasn't talking to each other, loving each other. And I knew if I couldn't give you anything else, love was the one thing I could give you every day of my life. And I tried. So you tell me, what did I do that was so terrible besides love you to make you treat me so mean? You hurt me.
You finally getting to it, ain't you, Beth?
Stole from me.
I couldn't have stolen what wasn't really yours.
You knew I loved Herman.
Herman didn't love you, Beth.
He did until you came up here with your fast
Herman
self.
didn't love you, and he told you so. You just wouldn't listen, like you're not listening now. He told you that before I ever came up here, before he ever saw or knew me. Didn't he?
That's why you know so much about Lou Bessie, because you're just like her.
Didn't he?
And now you want to flaunt that picture of you and him together in the house that I brought you into again?
Didn't he tell you he didn't love you? You come on, Bess. Tell the truth. You know he didn't love you.
You was my sister! It didn't matter if he loved you or not. You was my sister! And you knew I loved him, which meant you should have kept your hands off. If you hadn't come along, I could have made him love me. Maybe that's why you're so against me and husband. Maybe you're jealous and you want him too. Well, this one you're not going to get. We're only going to be around here for a couple of more weeks until we get all our business taken care of. Then we're going to get on a train and we're going to go to Elton, Maryland, and we're going to get married. And we're going to get back on that train and we're going to stop in Halifax so I can take care of some more of my business. And then we're going on down to his place in Frogmore. So you only have to put up with me and husband a couple of more weeks, and then this place is yours. And you can put that picture of you and Herman anywhere you want.
Oh, no, you're going to leave me. You're going to leave me up here all by myself. You know, ever since we were little girls, I've always been afraid to be alone. First there was you, me, and Mama, and then there was Mama and me, and then Mama died, and I came here to be with you, and then I married Herman, and after Herman, I came back here to be with you. Why have you never been alone? I don't know why I'm scared to be alone. I don't want to die alone.
You left me all alone, Philly. After Mama died, the one thing that I loved in this entire world, other than the Lord and you, was Herman. And you came up here and you stole him away from me. And you never once said you were sorry. Never.
No, maybe you'll feel better knowing I didn't walk out on Herman like I said. I mean, we separated all right, but Herman walked away from me. With the young girl from the apartment across the hall. I was at an
go die low, Quilly. God always sends someone from the other side to greet us.